Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. I'm working on a single page 6x12 layout. These are all photos from St. Anne's on our half-day trip that we did away from or out of Quebec City proper. So this was on our route, and as you can see I have a lot of blue and gold happening in these photos. That's why they've been grouped together. And I did an order recently, I think it was with Citrus Twist, and they always put in some freebies. And this was one thing they put in there. It came as a whole doily, but I knew that would not fit and it would be way too much. So I cut it in half right away. But I thought of this layout. I want to use it somehow in this 4x6 pocket. I'm not sure if I should go like that, like this, if I should cut it down and have it like to the left or the right. And then how do I make this work? This is too big. I think I'm probably going to have to trim this down to just show the real ornate section. And then I could potentially overlap it or something. I'm just not sure exactly how to make this work. Or should I not use it up there and use it down here instead in some way, and then journal a little bit, or just have like a pattern background, but then I have to do something else here too. So it's sort of forcing me to create two things, and I'm not sure I want to do that, but I do want to work this in. So I'm excited to figure out how is that going to happen. All right, in looking at this now, I'm wondering if I should have two pockets that are more gold. I can have one up here, figure out how to use that photo, and then this I could do down here. Now for my background there, I went into my specialty paper first. I swear I thought I had an acetate piece that had gold on it of some type, like a very subtle stripe or something, but I think I used it because I didn't see it in there. But then I remembered I have these. I bought this a long time ago, and I think I've maybe used two pieces out of it. And you can see it says 40 sheets. So there's a lot. I am wondering if it would be so gaudy and too much if I were to use this as a background. Like, look, those aren't that far off. This gold is too light. They're not the same. This one is pretty darn close. But I'm just wondering, is it going to be hideous? Or should I just cut it and just use a strip? So I've got kind of rose gold and copper happening. Those aren't really it. I've got silver, no black. Yeah. So I'm thinking this, but maybe it's only going to be like a strip or something, because I'm just not sure. I think that might be too bold to have the whole thing, but you know what? Who knows? I'll try it. You know what? I'll just take one out now, and then I can cut it to pieces, and who cares? And you know, sometimes when I have these papers, I hate to cut into it thinking like, what a waste. Here, I'm not going to be so picky about it because I know I'm not going to use this a whole lot. It's for very special things. I will not use it on a regular basis. So if I end up cutting it up into 5 different pieces, who cares? So I cut that down to 4x6. I obviously still have a whole other 4x6 piece over there, which is awesome. I can use that for something else. But then I thought, okay, well, what other background do I want? Probably blue. I mean, I could do like a tan, but that's so close to gold. I'm not sure I would like that. So I did grab out my bag of blue scraps. So I'm going to look through there and see if I can find anything that matches. I think I have found a blue that will work. I have this one. Obviously it's too large, but easy to cut it down to 3x4. But look at how well that blue matches. And then if I overlay that, I think that could be quite lovely. And then if I wanted to write anything, add anything, whatever, it would probably be in white or gray. There's gray tones here and here. Actually, maybe white would be too stark. Maybe gray would be the way to go. Just almost like a grayish brown, even like a stone color might be the best option under here. And maybe I could do that here too and cover up a little bit. Like I could do some journaling or just have a strip there with something on it, a phrase or something. And then here, and what works even better is they'd be in opposite corners. So I'm going to cut down the paper here first. So what is it actually? 4 wide. Oh, well then we're just going to go this way. I'm going to do 3, and that way I still have a nice chunk left. And now here, if I cut it like right here at the edge, will that get me to 3? Oh, it's a little short, so I'd have to go like that, probably to get just a little bit on the sides. So there's that side. Ooh, this is going to be more difficult. I'll have to do it this way. So I have a straight edge down there. Let's try not to wreck the doily. So at 3 inches, it would be there. Hold it down carefully. All right, let's see how that looks. Where's my blue? I am just making a mess here. There. So there's my blue. There's how that would sit. And you know what? I think that's too wide. I think I need to cut off part of this to bring it up a little, because this part kind of looks weird now. So let's go maybe to here. That'll get me not quite to 2.5 inches. Let's see what I think of that. I like the look of it better already. Yes, I like that much better. Okay, look at just trimming off like that much helped. Okay, so I have that. Now I'll have to figure out that whole issue of, am I going to put like something gray down there? I'm just not sure, but at least that's a start. And then I have to figure out what the heck am I going to do with this to tone it down. I tried some different shades of gray here. This was the one that was closest to the stone color I was thinking of. I think it's way too dark. When I put it up to everything else, like it wasn't right. So then I had these, which were a little lighter. I think this is actually the way to go. And I like how this looks when I cut the photo down, that you can see this behind it. So I'm going to take this strip, I'm going to cut it down to 6 inches, and I'll go from there. So I have this piece attached, but I haven't done the photo yet because I've decided to do some stamping, and I want to do that first before I adhere this, just in case I screw it up, so that I can start over. I have this large stamp set. I'm going to use this stamp that says Shine. I want to put it right there, really close to the left edge, and then hopefully will this fit? Ooh, barely. I may have to trim it a little bit on this side. I won't lose a whole lot. That would make it fit better, but I still want to stamp first, just to make sure I can get this as close to the left as possible and that it turns out well. All right, I did my stamping and it did not come out perfectly. You can see it wasn't totally covered with ink there, and I was afraid to push too hard because when I did my test, I caught edges of when I had pressed too hard into the ink. But you know what? I kind of like that it has a little imperfection there like that. I'm not going to go over it with a marker. Sometimes I would, just to make it look even everywhere, but I actually don't mind it, so I'm going to leave it. But then I do need to trim down this photo just a tad on the left so I can adhere it. All right, so I've got that all done, but I think I need something blue right here. So I've grabbed out my bag of sort of miscellaneous items, but I have asterisks, stars, hearts, all of those types of things that are a little bit more generic. So I'm going to go through these and see what I can find in blue. I think I would prefer maybe an asterisk or a star rather than a heart, but we'll see what I have. All right, I have these in my stash, and I think I'm going to use one of the large blue asterisks. I don't think it's a perfect match, but it's better than a navy, and I certainly wouldn't want like a turquoise or something. I think that's good. So now where to put it, that's the question. So do I want it just right here, like close to the edge? I feel like this is kind of empty, but I don't like them close together. I'll go like that. Is that good? You know, I don't mind that. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that and leave it. But now I still have to figure out what to do down here. I do have this left, and I thought about like just kind of hanging it off the right edge like this, because this is more to the left, and then ripping it and just journaling something like that. Was amazing. But I do also have some phrases that are in gray, so if I could find a close match, maybe that's a better way to go. For this at the bottom, I have found this option which says show me something amazing, which certainly works. It is not the exact same gray, but I think because they're away from each other, and if it's down here, I think it'll be fine, actually. So it's too long though, clearly. So I need to cut off quite a bit at that end. And then I may just leave it like this and then figure out how much to cut off once it's on there. And then like how much room do I want for the staples? Because I will put some of those in. But otherwise, I think this is good. All right, I finished that card. And so I have this one all completed. So top row, middle row, bottom row. And I'm glad I was able to use some shimmery glitter paper because I don't often use it. And now here's another one done for Canada. Thanks for watching.